Don't get high off of your own supply. Hello, and welcome to day 29 of 100 Days of Bad Videos. So the first time I heard that phrase was back in 1993 when I watched the movie Scarface, and it was said it was a lesson that was given to actor Al Pacino, who played Tony Montana, and that it was the rule number 2 in the drug dealer handbook. I heard it again in 1991 in the movie New Jack City by Nino Brown or Wesley Snipes. So how does that fit into all of this that we're talking about? When you think about it, let's switch it from the drug dealers to more of everyday life and dealing with success. Don't get high off of your own supply. It's easy when you have success to start believing your headlines and reading into it and forgetting who you are. We see it all the time when it comes to different celebrities and athletes, how they start getting reach a level of success, and they just start in our heads doing stupid stuff. And you're like, what in the world were you thinking about? Why would you do that? You had the world in your hands and you just let it go off of something stupid. Now, before we judge them, let's kind of go back and see where this comes from. So some of it can come from not having anything growing up. And when you reach a level of success, you just don't know what to do with it. You don't know the boundaries. So you just start doing anything that you see other people doing, thinking you can play the game just like they're playing the game. Or sometimes it just comes from pure greed. People are just greedy. No matter where it comes from, we have to be mindful, first and foremost, to make sure that we maintain a level of humbleness in our success and maintain a level of reality, understanding that, yes, we made it to this level. We may not be able to play the game like the rest of the people at that level are playing. And maybe the game that they're playing is not necessarily a legal game or a game that we should be playing. So what do we do? So speaking, even before I get into what do we do, I'll give a personal story. Years and years ago, I was working for a company, and the company, I was doing really, really good in a company. I had made it up to a certain level, and honestly, I was getting a lot of accolades. Clients and customers were, asking for me to run their projects directly. I'm hobnobbing it with, CEOs and CFOs of Fortune 500 companies. And I thought I was the man. Like literally, I got the CFO telling me, whatever you need, you can have as long as I'm making the money. And I was making the money. So I was like, okay, great. Well, I started to believe my own press, and I started getting high off my own supply. I thought that things were great. And it's funny how God has a way of humbling us, because the company went under and I went from at the top tier to now out of work and looking for a job. And luckily enough, I was able to find a job quickly, but that wasn't the point. I realized that while at the peak of success, when I should have maintained the humbleness that got me there, I got intoxicated with being at the top, running with people with millions and millions of dollars. Even though I wasn't making millions of dollars, I was in that crowd, and it's easy to get caught up in it. And I think that's a lot of times what happens with these stars and athletes that we see. They get caught up in it. So as you're growing, you have to have people in your corner that's going to humble you. Luckily enough, I have my family who, believe me, they will keep me humble in a heartbeat. That is really necessary, because we can kind of lose sight of things, believing all the things that people say about it. And yes, you may be successful. Yes, you may be good at what you do. Yes, you may be the best. And you should think of yourself as the best. But there still should always be a level of humbleness in that, thinking that, you're the best. Realizing that everything that you have, you didn't give it to yourself. That came from a higher power. And once you recognize that and recognize who gave that to you, it should be easier for you to be humble. So that's a quick talk. Don't get high off your own supply. Stay humble in all of your success. And the last thing I'll leave you with is life gives you two choices. You can either run with the big dogs or stay on the porch with the pups. My name is Aaron Allen, and I choose to run with the big dogs. See you out there running.